Okay, well, it is 5 o'clock. We'll go ahead and get started. I just want to welcome all of the students and families here today to the Ohio College Virtual Exploration Series. We welcome you. Clayton here from Belmont is going to give you some information about his university. And then if you all have any questions that you'd like to ask, please use the Q&A chat at the bottom of your screen. Cameras and microphones are turned off, so we won't be able to see you or hear you. So make sure you're just typing your questions in the chat and Clayton will get to those. If you have interest in signing up for any additional sessions, those can be found at oacac.org. So we encourage you to schedule any additional virtual sessions that you might be interested in. And then also a recording of this session will be available at oacac.org. So if you would like to review anything that Clayton tells you about Belmont, please feel free to go to the OACAC website and find this recording next week. So without further ado, I will turn it over to Clayton and he will share some awesome information about his university.
Thank you. Well, once again, welcome. My name is Clayton Walker. I'm one of the admissions counselors at Belmont. So I'm a Belmont graduate and a double graduate to my undergraduate and graduate school at Belmont. Originally from Ohio though, so raised in the Cincinnati area, just northeast of Cincinnati, and then came down to Belmont and been here ever since. So I work with actually both freshmen and transfer students. Freshman students from Ohio and then the West Coast, and then transfer students interested in the College of Business. So we'll spend the next couple minutes going through just some information about Belmont, and then we can answer any questions that anyone may have. So we'll get started. So this is Belmont's campus. We're located in Nashville, Tennessee, just about 2 miles from the city center. So pretty much downtown Nashville. But you can see we have our own little compact campus with a lot of green space for such an urban school, and a pretty good size. So Belmont's gone through a lot of growth in the last couple of years. We've actually tripled enrollment since 2000. And with that, enrollment growth also means a lot of new buildings. So we've invested just over $1 billion in new construction in kind of the same time frame. So you can see a lot of new buildings on campus, a lot of exciting technology for our students to utilize. So that's my contact information. If you have any questions after today, email me or give me a call. But this is also a freshman profile from last year. So you can see a lot of students come from really across the country, but especially Ohio. Typically Ohio is in the top, 6 or 7 states for where students come from every year. So a pretty good portion of our students are also from Ohio, just like you. And actually the majority of that is from Cincinnati. I think just because of how close it is, but also Columbus and Cleveland as well. So just a brief overview about Belmont. We are a medium-sized Christian liberal arts university, and we'll kind of talk about each one of those phrases throughout the next couple minutes. So first, medium-sized school. We do have just over 6,600 undergraduate students. Like I said, a lot of that has grown the past couple of years. We've continued to grow, but we maintain a really small school feel. So an average class size of 19 students and a 14-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So we really want students to get to know each other, but also their professors and utilize those relationships while they're on campus. As you saw from the freshman profile, we do have students from all over the country. We actually have students from every state and more than 28 countries, and the vast majority of students are from outside of Tennessee. So we do have quite a diverse, geographically diverse student population. Nashville is also a huge part of what makes Belmont unique. Just like Belmont though, Nashville's gone through a lot of growth as well. They estimate about 50 people to move to Nashville every single day, which is a huge amount of growth for a city. You've heard of Nashville probably as Music City, and that's very true. Nashville is actually one of the kind of founding places for country music. We have a big music row where a lot of music labels are headquartered. And at Belmont, though, we have music business as our largest major. I think that fits well with the city. We also have nursing as our second largest major. Nashville is the healthcare capital of the country, so that also fits very well. But what you might not know is Nashville is also the third coast for fashion in the country. So I would never guess that until I learned that. But I think it really shows the dynamic culture of Nashville and all the different things that students have access to, resources in the city, and just our relationships with different companies across the city as well. So academics hopefully is a big part of your college search. So we have over 100 majors across our academic colleges. I'll just point out a couple. The Mike Curb College of Entertainment and Music Business, like I said, is our largest major because it houses our music business program and anything related to entertainment. We have our Gordon E. Inman College of Health Sciences and Nursing. Nursing's at number 2 for us. We recently welcomed the Elmore College of Architecture and Design and the Watkins College of Art. So those are both local schools in the area that we merged with and welcomed them on campus to kind of match that fashion area of Nashville, but also add architecture for a growing city and campus as well. So you can see here our top majors both by size and then some of our new majors. So what I really like about this slide is just the diversity and the disciplines represented in our top 9 majors. You have that music business, you have some health sciences, entertainment, but even some sciences, film, and business. So it really, I think, shows the dynamic areas that our students are learning from. So we really have students across the board when it comes to disciplines. You can also see some of our new majors. We welcomed our first architecture class this year. Exercise science just added a 3+3 program. So you can get your undergraduate and graduate PT or OT degrees in just 6 years. You see the fashion design and fashion merchandising, a brand new music technology program. And just recently we announced we're building a brand new College of Medicine. So you can actually do med school here at Belmont as well. Studying abroad is also really big and an important part of our culture at Belmont. We're typically in the top 10% of the country for the percentage of students that study abroad. So it is really just kind of ingrained in our culture for the amount of students that take advantage of study abroad trips. We have a really unique Maymester program where you spend about 2 to 3 weeks with 20 students and 2 faculty members in a different country or a couple different countries. We offer about 40 of those trips every year. You take 3 to 12 credits while you're gone and actually get a 67% discount on the tuition for those classes. So not only is a great way to study abroad, but also a very affordable way to study abroad while you're a student here. And here's some other pictures from some of our study abroad the past couple of years. We also have our Belmont USA program. So that's where you can still take classes at Belmont, but spend some time in a different city around the country. So maybe you have a dream company you want to work for and they're not in Nashville. You can spend a semester in that city interning for that company, exploring the city, but also taking Belmont classes and living with Belmont students in university housing. So it's a great way to kind of acclimate yourself to a city. Maybe you want to potentially live in one of these big cities and you want to try to see what it's like and test it out for a semester before you move your whole life there. We also have our Bonnaroo U experience. So Bonnaroo is a big music festival just about 2 hours southeast of Nashville. So we load up tour buses every year that we host the festival, and our students do some market research for the festival, interview guests, but also interview artists, and then present their kind of recommendations to the festival owners at the end of the festival. So really great kind of dynamic experience for the students interested in the entertainment industry to just see what it's like to kind of be on the road and live on a tour bus for a week. Student life at Belmont is pretty dynamic as well. We have over 160 student organizations across campus. So that bottom left picture is Fall Follies. So that's a Saturday Night Live comedy sketch show we host every year. We also have a fundraising group, St. Jude's Up Till Dawn. We're in the top 10 pretty much every year for one of the largest fundraising schools in the country. So we're really proud of our students raising money for causes that are important to them and they can get behind. We're also a Division I school in the Ohio Valley Conference. So we have 17 Division I sports that students can participate in. I also mentioned we're a Christian university. So what does that look like? For us, it means that our faculty and staff are all committed Christians, but we have students of all faith at Belmont. So as a student, you're just required to take 2 religion courses while you're here. You choose between those 2 paths. Path A is just going to be a really deep dive into the Bible, while Path B is going to be more of looking at the Bible in historical context, and then choosing another class in our religion department. So that could be Jesus and the Gospel and Film. That could be a study abroad trip. That could also be Christianity and world religions and experiencing some different cultures around Nashville that way. If you're looking at other ways to get involved in spiritual life, there's definitely opportunities through our university ministries, mission trips, our chapel services, but all of that is additional ways for students to jump in beyond what's required of them. And kind of lastly, some student outcomes. We have an 83% freshman retention rate, so much higher than the national average of students returning for their sophomore year at Belmont. We're really proud to see them finding the community that they're looking for in their college experience. The majority of our students also have held internships while they're here. Majority of our programs don't actually require those internships. So the fact that they're going out and finding those internships, I think, speaks to the drive of our students, but also the opportunities here in Nashville. And then 93% first destination career outcomes rate. So within 6 months of graduation, 93% of students are fully employed, serving in the military, or went on to grad school. Kind of shifting gears as we wrap up to talk about the application process at Belmont. We are rolling admissions at Belmont, so that means August 1st of your senior year, the application opens, and it's open all the way till July 1st the following year. And you can apply anytime within that period and be given equal consideration for admission to the university. So that makes it pretty easy to apply. You can apply either online through our Belmont application through a BU4U account or through the common application. They both have a $50 application fee. They're going to ask for a resume and then just an essay. So pretty easy way to apply that way. And then we do need a couple supplementals. First, for test scores, we are test optional for this coming fall, and that's test optional for both admission and scholarship. So you truly don't have to submit scores if you don't want to, and it's a non-binding decision. So if you say you're going to and then ended up can't, or you said you weren't and then you took a test and did well and you wanted to, it's totally fine. Just reach out to me and we can absolutely update your application. But for our juniors or sophomores viewing, you will want to submit those test scores. Our middle 50% of last year's class was an ACT of a 23 to 30 and an SAT of 1120 to 1300. We don't have any minimums at Belmont, so that's just the middle 50% of our applicants. We also do require a high school transcript official from your school. Our average GPA was a 3.83 on a weighted 4.0 scale last year. So we do accept and want to see your weighted score. And then we require just a school counselor recommendation. So no additional teacher recommendations needed, just that one school counselor recommendation. And then you're all set. So once you submit everything, you should find out pretty quickly after that. We typically, you'll receive your acceptance letter 2 to 3 weeks after your offer of admission via paper mail. And then that's a non-binding offer until May 1st, which is the national candidate reply date. And it's where us and a lot of other schools just ask that you let us know if you'll be attending Belmont or not so we can get ready for the fall. and to let us know you want to, definitely come to Belmont. You'll just need to pay your $250 non-refundable enrollment deposit. And once you do that, we'll set you up for housing, health services, orientation, right? All those things you'll need as a current student. Now moving on to scholarships. First thing you need to know is that all scholarships at Belmont use your same application for admission. So there's no additional application to be considered for any of our scholarships at the university. Some of our departmental scholarships may need something else, but they'll reach out to you if they need it from you, if you could be considered for it. So our general academic merit scholarships happen automatically. You should receive these about a week after you receive your offer of admission. So it pretty much happens right away. They range from $3,000 to $10,000, and they do renew for your 4 years. And these are truly academic. So based on your test scores, your GPA, really just your application, you'll receive some sort of merit aid. Obviously, the farther above our university averages, the more money you will receive. If you receive a $10,000 general academic merit scholarship, you're automatically considered for our top named scholarships, which include our faculty scholarship of $15,000 and our Archer Presidential, which is a full ride. These are extremely competitive awards. To be considered for the top awards, you do need to apply by December 1st. And just to give you an idea of the students that received those awards last year, the average ACT was a 34 and the average GPA was a weighted 4.3. So obviously very strong students, but if you think you could be considered for those top awards, you definitely want to get your application in by December 1st. And then we do have some departmental scholarships. These are going to vary based on department. So I would encourage you to reach out to your admissions coordinator in that specific college to talk to you about those, but they also have a deadline of December 1st. But that's really the only deadline we have at Belmont. So you can apply for admission and receive a general academic merit scholarship anytime within that August 1st to July 1st. Just for those top awards, you have a December 1st deadline. And then on the need-based side, all we need is the FAFSA. It becomes available October 1st of every year, and we have a priority filing date of December 1st. So if you submit your FAFSA by December 1st, you should receive your financial aid package either midway through December or early January. And that financial aid package will lay out the total cost of attendance. So your merit scholarships and any need-based aid. So that could be federal grants, state grants, or Belmont grants, and then student loans. So that's really all I have. So I'll answer any questions in the chat if they have them. Other than that, you can reach out to me at those, my email or phone number. I'll be happy to connect with you. So thank you for taking some time to learn about Belmont, and I look forward to talking to you soon.
Okay, it doesn't sound like we have any questions, so or nothing coming in the chat, but I just want to thank you all for joining us this evening. If anybody does have any questions for Clayton, we'll be happy. I'm sure he'll be happy to answer those for you. In the meantime, please feel free to sign up for additional sessions, as I mentioned, at oacac.org. And if you'd like to view this recording, it will be available at oacac.org as well. So I hope you all have a great evening, and thank you so much for joining us in the Virtual College Exploration Series. Take care.